To celebrate GFRIEND's 10-year anniversary, I'm ranking every GFRIEND title track from worst to best, journeying through their inspiring and inventive discography from Glass Bead all the way to Season of Memories. Of course, there isn't really a worst title track. We've got 18 songs here, not a bad one among them. I'm convinced even the lowest ranked song would blow most of today's releases out of the water. All of this is to say, they are a legendary group and should be treated as such. Released in 2019, their final Japanese comeback largely moves at the languid pace of a ballad, but it still possesses the hallmarks of any great GFRIEND song. Enchanting orchestral flourishes, a beautiful melody, and resonant vocals, albeit in a more mellow package. Summer Rain occupies a modest position in their discography, most likely due to its overcast temperament. I think it's the weakest offering from their line of nostalgic New Jack Swing, but even so, there's plenty to chew on here. The classical sample is well utilized, and the melody is charming, if a bit safe. Sunrise is an interesting single. It drew from the old GFRIEND sound, with its signature drama and elegance delivered in bursts. The majestic intro is juxtaposed by cutesy verses that honestly seem a bit out of place, even though GFRIEND is known for striking that perfect balance between powerful and innocent. Despite the dissonance, the pure and unadulterated chorus is what ultimately seals the deal and makes Sunrise a good song. Season of Memories, their most recent release and first comeback since 2020. Like many others, hearing those opening notes, my mind immediately went to Yoasobi's Yoru ni Kakeru, and I must say, there are few influences better than that. I was fully expecting the synthesizer to come in, but instead, GFRIEND's homecoming track uses a nimble guitar as its main propellant to create a very brisk and breezy arrangement. While the emotional element is impossible to ignore, Season of Memories smartly relies on the melody and performance to evoke those feelings of remembrance. Easily their most seductive title track, Apple exudes a beguiling and mystical quality typical of the proverbial forbidden fruit. The arrangement understandably concedes some musical ambition in favor of conceptual consistency, yet it serves as an example of a flawlessly integrated aesthetic soundscape. The brassy rhythm that opens and pervades the song stands in stark contrast to the rest of their catalog, making it seem specifically designed for a music show. Similar to a lot of J-pop, Flower is constructed with this kind of hyper-melodicity, unveiling a string of motifs, each more exciting than the last, and culminating in a tuneful and full-throated chorus. Their first explicitly seasonal comeback, Sunny Summer, is in every way a love letter to Sistar, with a hook and instrumentation echoing classics like Loving You and I Swear. This came at a time when GFRIEND started branching out into different styles and sounds, and while it may not be the most fitting material for them, they certainly succeeded in creating a potent serotonin booster. Fever is a song that most people seem to hold in low regard, however this will always have a special place in my heart since it was one of the first GFRIEND tracks I heard, and under very unique circumstances. As the story goes, I was on a school expedition in rural Queensland. We were hiking through the woods when our instructor pulled out a K-pop playlist from Apple Music, and this song came on. I remember it like it was yesterday. Fever is markedly different from anything else in their discography. It plays like a trance-like reverie, and the beat drop has always sounded immensely passionate to my ears. I just can't hate on it. I've always had a hard time distinguishing between the choruses of Love Whisper and Summer Rain. They just sound like happy and sad versions of each other, which I think is intentional, even though Love Whisper is actually in minor key while Summer Rain is in major. This is another track that is a pastiche of their earlier works, though it very much captures the carefree joyousness emblematic of that era of girl group K-pop. Although it suffers from the same problems that I mentioned earlier about Sunrise, with verses that are wispier than I remember, Time for the Moon Night is still one of their most popular songs for a reason. The melody has a timeless appeal, conveying a sense of symphonic magic along with the lush instrumental. The vocals are great, and overall it just feels like a classic of the fourth generation. 2020's Crossroads is pretty underrated, I feel. It's in a similar vein to Palm, but the production is more refined and the arrangement soars a bit higher. I think it honors their roots in a formidable way, and the song contains one of GFRIEND's most cathartic choruses, whose impact is only amplified when viewed along with the stunning music video. Memoria is an incredible Japanese debut. Unfortunately, the low-budget MV doesn't do it justice. Typical of their later works, the verses are more gentle and soothing, but the chorus brings a particular intensity that is seldom found even in their Korean material. It's the kind of impassioned hook that I often pine for, and I can't believe I hadn't heard it until making this video. It's just fantastic. As we approach the finish line, there's going to be a noticeable jump in quality. GFRIEND's 2020 eras ran the gamut of musical styles, and the last of its kind capitalized on that year's omnipresent retro trend. This synthy swan song unintentionally became one of the best farewell singles ever, and while Margot has turned out not to be their final release, the spotless production, perfect melody, and stellar vocals make this a spectacular retread. Alright, getting into the top 5 now, we have Glass Bead. Truly a perfect debut, backed by a strong melody and memorable hooks. GFRIEND's very first song created the winning formula for some of their greatest works, giving us the best archetype of youthful and nostalgic music one could hope for. Navalera is a tune of pure brilliance. While I recognized its merits straight away, the song took its time to grow on me. It took several years, in fact, for me to truly appreciate the marvel that it is. A perfect storm of high-octane synth and guitar, amping up their core sound with relentless fervor and earth-shattering high notes, Navalera's climax serves as an exemplary for generations to come. Not a song that people usually associate with GFRIEND, considering this was the first major deviation from their 2015-16 palette. Luckily, this sonic shift was presided over by the Iggy Youngbae duo, who of course crafted all of the group's greatest hits. Fingertip is splendidly executed synthpop, continuing where Navalera left off and taking the electronic assault to a mighty and unflagging level. It's endlessly energetic, supremely streamlined, catchy, charismatic, and flawless from start to finish. Number 2 is the beloved Me Gustas 2. I don't even have to write anything for this, I can just quote myself. The group's sophomore single expanded on the template they'd established since debut, and more or less cemented their status as rookies that were set for stardom. With a distinguished melody and impeccable production, backed by the girls' marvelous vocal performances and some breathtaking power notes from Yuju during the bridge, every second of this song is pop nirvana. Something like that. And finally, at number 1, it's Rough. This song needs no introduction. It is the stuff of legend, and quite simply one of the finest pieces of music ever made. It certainly belongs on a metaphorical Mount Rushmore of girl group tracks, next to like Step, Shampoo, and Into the New World. It is utter perfection from beginning to end, exuding the most ethereal and awe-inspiring beauty. I mean, words do not suffice in capturing the evocative and wistful drama woven into every note of this symphony of youth, filled contemporaneously with longing for the past as well as the future. Truly one of the greatest songs in K-pop history. That's it. Gotta say, after revisiting all of these tracks, I'm almost fatigued from the sheer melodic goodness that I just took in. Trying to cram 6+ years of musical excellence into one sitting goes to show that you can actually have too much of a nice thing. What's your favorite GFRIEND song? Let me know in the comments below. Anyways, make sure to hit like and subscribe to the channel for more great content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.